presentation today, I will be discussing how, by engaging with the text, cultural understanding and Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander perspectives can be promoted in the classroom. I'll talk about the importance of this, primarily being to enrich the classroom with the diversity that this brings, equality for all individuals in the classroom, and also to decrease racism. I'll also be discussing a teaching strategy called Key Concepts 8 Ways, Aboriginal Pedagogy, which is discussed by the Regional Education Team, Aboriginal Education Team, and also Yunkuporta Kirby in depth. Basically, this is a pedagogy which is tailored to the way Aboriginal students learn, and it is more about the process than the content that is actually being taught. My chosen text is called Brolga. It is part of an Aboriginal Dreamtime story series produced by the ABC in collaboration with the Deakin Aboriginal Corporation, and it's called the series is called Dust Echoes, and they are short animated videos. In choosing my text, I wanted to choose a text that had collaboration with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people in the making to ensure its authenticity. Van Ism discusses that it is important when teaching Aboriginal perspectives that collaboration has been made with Aboriginal people. Briefly, the story is about a boy who is without his father or grandfather to teach him his proper place in life. He searches for the spirits of his fathers and he finds them in the Brolgas. By using this text, I wanted to help break down the stereotypes that some people in the town have towards Aboriginal people. I want to build pride in the Aboriginal people also. Through using the text and the key concepts, pedagogy as described by the Regional Aboriginal Education Team, I intend on showing the connection that Aboriginal people have to the land and the connection that everything in the land has to everything else. This text has a strong connection to the land, and it is expressed through stirring emotion with visual and audio modes. I'll just show you a little excerpt of the video, which shows how the boy finds his father's spirits in the Brolga.
Please, Father, reveal yourself to me. Show me your memory. Come on. Wait. Come on. Kurarko. Brolga. Are you bearing the news from my fathers? The spirit of your fathers.
As can be seen by that little snippet, there is lots of use of visual and sound to stir emotions. I chose this text is because it is in line with the way Aboriginal people learn, according to the key concepts described by the Regional Aboriginal Education Team. Some of these concepts are that the text tells a story, and it actually tells a story in a similar way to an Aboriginal yarn, which Yunkuporta and Kirby express as being important. It also represents a deep knowledge rather than just a narrative quote, as stated by Martin. The text uses visual in the learning process. The text is also expressed in a number of ways. Martin recommends that a multimodal approach is used in teaching. The text uses visual, spatial, gestural, linguistic and audio to provoke the emotion and to tell the story. Another key concept is the text uses symbols and metaphors. The brolga is symbolic of the boy's fathers. The text shows connectedness to the community. The boy must find his fathers in the spirits of the animals so that they can tell him who he is, where he comes from and where he is going. Another key concept is that the text should be land-based, and this text shows that through that everything is connected to the land. The text should be hands-on and allow for reflective techniques. I feel that because the text is so emotive that deep reflection will be able to be achieved. Other teaching strategies to think about when teaching Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander perspectives, which discusses using critical analysis, which is working out the author's intentions and their attitudes, and then when engaging with the text, how these attitudes affect the attitudes of the students and how their lives may be changed as a result of working with the text. In this case, the desired outcome is that the students have more respect and empathy for the Aboriginal culture, and indeed the diversity in us all. To add to this, the lesson should use a non-linear approach, whereby students can go back and forth over what they have learned. The Regional Aboriginal Education Team described this process as being beneficial in seeing problems from a different angle, something which will benefit all learners in an effort to promote divergent thinking and higher order thinking. The Regional Aboriginal Education Team also discuss that outcomes should be assessed along the way instead of just at the end, and that learning maps should be used to show visually the learning that is occurring. Some of the concepts behind the key concepts and also the way Aboriginal people learn is in line with some progressive mainstream teaching approaches. One of these is Garner's theory of multiple intelligences. As described by Churchill, this includes visual, spatial, kinesthetic, interpersonal and intrapersonal, musical, logical and linguistic intelligences. These intelligences, when tapped into, can unleash knowledge from all sorts of students who use these different intelligences, and many in the arts field, including Sir Ken Robertson, believe that it's essential for these children to have different ways of different approaches to learning in order to be successful. The text is also multimodal, as I've already stated. Martin describes multimodality as digital media that can mix visual, space, sound and written words. This is also in line with students who have alternate intelligences, such as Aboriginal people and some other people of different cultures. Calantis, etc. all discussed that students using this using the multimodal media can represent and make meaning for themselves, and they also comment that it is a chance for students of different cultural backgrounds to succeed. This brings me also to another reason why I chose the text, is because it is in a digital format. Because today students are so embedded in digital technologies, they are so engaged by this, and it is becoming more and more important that they can engage with digital technologies as this is the way the world is headed. Donald Liu, in 4 questions for Donald Liu, discusses that there is a divide between students who've had access to digital technologies at home and those that don't. The context of the class that I am using, the student occupation index is actually higher than in the rest of the state, which means there are more students who need financial help. So it's possible that these students would not have access to digital technologies at home, so it's important that they do have access to them at school. In conclusion, Australia is a multicultural society which has a rich Aboriginal culture. The diversity this brings to the classroom should be used to enrich the classroom. It is government policy and also essential in providing equality to all to nurture and protect this diversity. This can be achieved through embedding intercultural understanding into our classrooms.